Story to you folks, but really it's aimed at the media in this country. Chuck Todd, Jake Tapper, Joe Scarborough, and all of you. People at the New York Times and the Washington Post. I want to read you something. This is from the San Francisco Chronicle a couple hours ago. It's up on the Drudge Report. Cops. Castro Valley man tried to stab congressional candidate Rudy Peters with switchblade after cursing Trump. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the media in this country are inflaming people. Inflaming people. The stuff that Scarborough says, and Jake Tapper, and Don Lemon, Lawrence O'Donnell, Rachel Maddow, they're guests, that Trump is a racist, that he's Hitlerian, that these things he wants to do to other people, all of which are lies. A Castro Valley man shouting profanities about President Trump attacked a Republican congressional candidate who was working an election booth at a town festival, threatening him and trying to stab him with a switchblade knife, authorities and the candidate said today. Farzad Vincent Fazeli, 35, was jailed after the alleged Sunday attack on Rudy Peters at the Castro Valley Fall Festival. Alameda County prosecutors charged Fazeli on Tuesday today with a felony count of making criminal threats and misdemeanor counts of exhibiting a deadly weapon and possessing a switchblade. No one was seriously injured, but in an interview, Peters said he had never been concerned about his safety prior to Sunday, though his wife has often warned him to be careful. It's a shame, he said. People are just polarized right now, and this country's divided, and it's just a mess. It shouldn't be that way. County sheriff's deputies responded at about 3:45 p.m. to a report of a possible knife attack at the festival on Castro Valley Boulevard. According to the officials, witnesses told deputies that Fazeli approached Peters in an aggressive manner at his booth, made disparaging remarks about the GOP and elected officials. All of a sudden, we hear someone screaming, F Trump, F Trump, Peters recalled. He said the man raised his middle finger and was standing right in front of the booth. Peters had been sitting with Joseph Garkar, a Republican state assembly candidate. He said they were both kind of shocked by the outburst, but that the man seemed like he was walking off. The next thing you know, Peters said, he stops and turns around and says, I'll show you, and runs at the booth. The man grabbed a coffee cup from the table and threw it at Peters, the candidate said, prompting Peters to come around the table and grab him. The two wrestled to the ground before the suspect hopped up, reached into his pocket, and grabbed the switchblade. He's screaming, I'm going to kill you, mother F. Peters said he had the knife, but the blade wouldn't shoot out. A sheriff's deputy said in court affidavit that Fazeli threatened to use the pink switchblade on Peters but couldn't open it. Peters said he grabbed a sign from a nearby cupcake booth and braced to use it as a shield. Someone stepped in and urged the attacker to calm down, Peters said, before he left the booth. The candidate reported the incident to the sheriff's office, which had deputies seated a few booths away. Fazeli was soon detained at a nearby bank, officials said. Peters is running for the 5th Congressional District of 15th Congressional District in California, which is mostly in eastern Alameda County, and he's a supporter of President Donald Trump. Peters' website advertises MAGA on its homepage, an acronym for Trump's slogan, Make America Great Again. Peters is running against Democratic incumbent Eric Swalwell. Remember this guy? He's all over TV, a Trump hater. In a tweet Tuesday, Swalwell wrote he was glad to hear Mr. Peters is okay, quote unquote. But it's never okay to use violence to settle political disagreements or any disagreement, the tweet continued. Fortunately, the Alameda County Sheriff's Office arrested the suspect. Fazeli has past convictions in Alameda County for burglary and battery, records show. On his Facebook page, he criticized Trump for complacency following this year's mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High in Florida. Another post he wrote, Hurricane Irma, payback for voting Donald Trump. Fazeli is licensed to work as a security guard in California, according to state documents. I'll tell you what I fear. I'll just be honest with you. With the hate being spewed by the media, the mainstreaming of hate, the mainstreaming of Antifa by hosts like Don Lemon, among others, I fear for our president. I really do. I really do. The things that are said about him have never been said about any president. Never. And if you have a kook watching TV 24 hours a day, if you have a kook watching MSNBC 24 hours a day, or CNN 24 hours a day, or most of these Sunday shows with people like Chuck Todd and the rest, I just worry about it. I absolutely do. I have to deal with our own death threats here. But I can only imagine what the president has to deal with. I'm quite serious about that. You know, if you've been watching or watched these confirmation hearings for Judge Kavanaugh, I think you'll agree that it's a prime example of how some in the Senate abuse their power and, frankly, make a joke out of Congress in general. If you're wondering how Congress is supposed to work and how it got this bad, then you need to take Hillsdale College's groundbreaking new online free course, Congress, How It Used to Work and Why It Doesn't. Hillsdale College teaches about our government and founding documents better than anyone. And because they have a mission to help preserve America, they turn their excellent classroom teaching into online courses that you, my beloved audience, you can take for free. In this new course, you'll learn exactly what Congress should be doing and what it shouldn't, how it got to the state it's in today, and how we can start to restore a more constitutional Congress. The course is absolutely free to you, my listeners, and when you pre-register, you'll reserve your place for when it launches on Constitution Day, which, of course, is September 17th. Just go to levinforhillsdale.com right now to register. That's Levin for Hillsdale.com. levinforhillsdale.com. It's free, so please reserve your spot today. Levin, levinforhillsdale.com. I mean, this is serious business, folks. Absolutely unbelievable. And there's other links up there if you want to check out the Drudge Report. It's frightening, as a matter of fact. And, you know, they've been trying to politically assassinate this president. I just worry. I worry about the kind of language that's used against him. Now, of course, they'll say, well, what about him? What about him? Well, what about him? What about him? He's defending himself. That's what he's doing. You've got network TV, satellite TV, most of cable TV, most of the big press just slamming Trump every day, slamming him on 9/11. They can't even take a rest on 9/11. And for what? What did he do exactly? You've got the Republican establishment, for the most part, the political establishment, just trying to eviscerate this guy. Even groups and individuals who have in the past supported policies that he's implementing, many of them still hate him, still attack him. And for many of these people, it's personal. They came out against him, including conservatives and pseudo-conservatives. And by God, they're going to stick to their position. They're going to prove themselves right no matter what. It's really quite appalling, isn't it? Well, there's very little else I can say about it other than it frightens me. I do worry about it. I've discussed it with my wife. I'm serious about it. I worry about this president. Donna Frederick